What's going on, everybody? And we are logging on to episode 142 of the podcast. We got a very special, spooktacular episode for you guys today, as Halloween is right around the corner. When this episode is released, Halloween will be tomorrow. So with that said, as you can see, I am all dressed up right now. I am your host, Frank McKnight, dressed as J. Robert Oppenheimer. Looking a little spiffy here, old-fashioned, if you will. And I'm here with two people here who have been on the pod before, but it's been quite a while since you two have been on the pod.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. So first, let me introduce my first guest, Alize. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
And who are you tonight?
I am a fairy.
A fairy. Very, very nice. The last podcast, the one and only podcast you were on beforehand was the very first taste testing podcast,
Yes.
which was with sushi. And that was a lot of fun.
That was my favorite one, honestly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I am also joined by another good friend of mine and my next guest, Joe Lupo. Lupo, who are you dressed up as today?
Well, I'm supposed to be Barbie. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm the classic. I'm the ghost face. You don't know who I am. He just doxed me. He said my name, but you're not supposed to know who I am.
Yeah.
I could be anyone. Ignore what he said before. He was lying. It's fake news.
Love it. And today's topic that we got for you guys today is top 5 horror icons, characters from horror movies that have become staples to us personally, in a sense, in the genre of horror. I will say right off the bat, my list, pretty cliche in a sense, like pretty mainstream people are on it, but they are my favorites. I don't know how you guys feel about your list. We'll get into that soon. My question that I wanted to bring up, though, because, I mean, by the time this episode comes out, the party will already have happened. But we got a party coming up right here in this basement, actually, this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to pass out right there.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be outside in the dirt somewhere.
Which is a classic. She is a fairy, as it is.
There you go. Yes, yes.
Classic.
Are these the costumes that we're going as at the party as well?
Yes.
Very nice.
Maybe not, actually. I'm going to surprise you guys.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sick.
I took some fire pictures for the gram yesterday in full costume and everything, like I do every year. And I'll show you guys afterwards. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek on
Classic,
them. But they
Frank.
came out very well. I love them.
Nice.
Alrighty, so with that said, before we get into our main topic here today, let's talk about horror movies in general, what got us into them. There's a reason why I chose you two here today to join this podcast, is because...
We're the freaks?
Yeah. We're the freaks, you got it.
He was about to say some sappy-ass answer. I was like, yo, audience, I'm going to keep it real with you real quick. He chose us. We're the freakiest
We
one.
like the blood, the gore, the whatever you want to call it.
There you go.
I was the one. I cut my sandwich into like little rectangles. I was weird. It was fucking...
Oh, so you were the psychopath.
Oh, yeah, for
That's
sure.
like, that's psychopath material right there. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, all right. Well, I'll start off by saying that horror movies weren't the biggest thing for me when I was younger, obviously because I was way too scared. I actually enjoyed to go to haunted attractions more than actually watch a scary movie or play a horror game. It's something about being in full control of your life, I guess, in a sense. In a video game, like, you don't have all your senses. You don't know what's behind you. Same thing with the movie, so it kind of freaks me out. Nowadays... love horror movies. Love them. The only problem is I think some of them get a little too cliche and stale with the same tropes. But otherwise, there's still good shit coming out. Like, we saw Evil Dead Rise not too long ago, and that was phenomenal. That was great. So I'll throw the floor to you, Allie. What got you into horror movies? What are your favorite type of horror movies right now?
My favorite kind of horror movies, I would say, are the gory ones. They're the most interesting to watch. I can watch them for hours. I'm actually the opposite with you on you would rather do haunted trails.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of haunted trails.
Really?
Like, they scare me more than the movies. I would rather sit and watch a movie than go to the trail.
Wow, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It is definitely understandable. I think I don't know what it's a matter of, but it's something.
The movies still, like, scare me. Like, some of them are like, oh my god, like, I still gotta check around when I go to bed, honestly. But I get over it. But I've been watching horror movies since I was 7, I want to say. And I could sit there and just watch them, like, straight through. So, I don't know. It's just always been an interest.
Hell yeah. All right, Loops, what do you got?
So I'm actually going to take off the mask. I lied. It's
Ooh!
The reveal.
I've doxed myself. You're not going to actually air this, are you?
You got hot under
I was not ready to wear this thing. I was not ready. I was like, I could wear this the whole podcast. No. I instantly regretted that once I started talking.
It's hard, before you start, it's hard with the mask like that because the more you talk, the more, like, the moisture and fog comes up on the eyes and everything
like that.
like
in my own face. I gave myself a whole freaking moisturizer plan over
There you go. There you go. Right.
That's how I feel at work. With the steamer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was about to be like, they're just spitting in your face.
No. It's just a very hot room.
So wait, what was the question?
What got you into horror movies? What kind of horror movies do you like watching nowadays?
Okay, so I have always liked, and I always will like the supernatural ones more. I love a classic ghost. I love the folklore.
like that.
That's why I was mentioning before about, like, you know, classic fairies. Like, oh, what's your name? And you tell the little person in the woods, and then suddenly you just forget your whole life, and you're just like a slave in the forest for forever.
God damn.
Yeah, they were fucked up in medieval times.
What do they call them? Grimm and something?
Well, that was the Brothers Grimm who wrote all those fairy tales.
Right.
But they were just called fae back then. I think fairy evolved from that, if I had to presume.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I got into horror around the same age, 7, 8, and I saw the American release of Ju-On, which was The Grudge. I actually saw that before I saw The Ring, and that movie scared the crap out of me. I was afraid of anything that creaked for a long time because, you know, she makes that
Yeah.
There was actually a time where I was at the top of the stairs at my house. It was like a week after watching it. I must have... I was closing the door to my parents' room, and I guess it made, like, the creak sound, because right as I got to the top of the stairs, I heard the sound. And this is how I knew, you know, I'm not like those other people in horror movies. I'd survive, because I wasted no time, immediately jumped down half the stairs, just cleared it. I could have broken my neck, but I said, no, I'd rather break my neck than have her break my neck. So
Yeah,
I jumped
right.
it, cleared the steps, gone.
There you go. I mean,
40-yard dash in like 3 seconds. Like it was
That's
all
impressive.
it is impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah, people in horror movies are stupid, man. Like, I mean, going to investigate what they're hearing or, like, you know, what they're seeing for that matter, too. It's like, what are you doing? Just
Depends
get
on the
out of
movie,
there.
though, too.
It does.
Like, if they're, like, really stupid. Like, with the gory ones, they're usually the ones to, like, they seek out them. But the paranormal ones, they're like, oh, what's that? You know?
You're right. You're right. Speaking of paranormal, one of my favorite all-time movies, 2 of them, Paranormal Activity 1 and 2, I think are phenomenal.
You want to know something? That's my least favorite series.
Is it? Okay.
It's just...
For me, that's a hot take because I loved those movies.
It's a classic.
2
Yes,
and
it
3.
is.
Yeah.
But it just didn't scare me enough.
Mm.
Like, it wasn't...
How could it? They had a budget of $5.
I was
Literally,
about to bring
it
that up.
wasn't
It was
filmed-
very cheap.
It wasn't filmed in a very good, you know, scenery, I guess.
Yeah, because it
And-
was one of those, like, found footage movies thing, you know?
Now I'll say this: a lot of people give Paranormal Activity so much credit for the whole found footage genre. But if you want a good found footage flick, you either watch the original Blair Witch,
True.
or if you want to be extra spicy, you can watch the Grave Encounters 1 and 2. Also, cult classics, in my opinion, at least the second 2.
I'm so glad you brought those 2 up because the first time I ever watched them was at college in the dorms with you guys.
And I told you, remember, I was like, "Yo, this movie is great."
They
Like, you gotta
were
watch
both very good. They were both very good. I
People
kind of need to
sleep on
rewatch
it.
them
It's
now.
It's a nice movie.
Have you watched those or
I've
no?
never seen those movies.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, I first saw this movie way back in high school, just chilling at my friend's house. He was like, I was like, "What do you want to do, man?" He was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Okay." Turned on like the TV, and I was like, "You want to watch this?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay, bro."
Class.
And literally just chilling there, just being ne'er-do-wells. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like looking, I was like, "Yo, this movie's kind of nice." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of scared."
And then you brought up Blair Witch also, which
That is a good movie.
I get mad when people shit on Blair Witch because there are a good amount of people that don't like it. at all.
Really?
Yeah, man.
there are
A couple
lot of
people that I
haters.
talked to, especially as of recently too, I bring up Blair Witch as being a classic. They're like, nah, bro, that shit sucked. Like, that doesn't deserve as much
as the
credit
great
as it
Taylor
has.
Swift once said, and the haters are just gonna hate.
That's very true.
Most of the people put it in like what I said, like the Paranormal Activity category.
there.
Like that's how bad it is. That's what they say.
Oh.
Like they're like, oh, it didn't do it. Like they're just following around, like whatever.
Right.
I think there's so much like to read into that movie. Like, have you guys ever heard the theory that there actually was no witch, and it was basically just the ex-boyfriend and the friend who more or less gaslit her into believing there was one,
Right.
and then they
Wow.
killed her later?
I have heard that theory
It's a
before.
good theory.
It's a wild theory.
It is. I feel like there's a couple of them like that, but
Well, because it's not even like a wild theory. Because think about it, when
It's
she
not.
has the map, everything is fine.
yeah.
They're not lost. The guys are freaking out. They're like, give us the map, we need the map. She finally is just like, all right, shut the fuck up, take the map. What happens the very next day after she gives them the map? Oh, someone stole the map and I don't know where we are. Oh.
Yeah.
Instantly gets them lost, because they needed that for their plan
Right.
to kill her.
That's true. That makes sense.
Interesting theory.
You know?
I like it. I like
I
it.
believe that theory. I would believe it.
That's just a theory. No, I'm kidding.
Fact.
Please don't sue me. I should have left on the mats.
All right, we'll get into our top 5 list now of top 5 horror icons. We could start off with honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Okay.
If anybody has any for that matter,
I've got 2.
I have 2 as well. One of them, I don't know if you guys are gonna count because I don't think there's been. Well, there has been one movie, but it's not insanely popular. My first honorable mention is Slender Man.
You fucking son of a bitch.
What?
That's on my honorable mention
Is
list
it?
too.
All right, so we can talk about it together.
That is not on my.
No, it's not.
No.
So Slender Man, I was first introduced to through Marble Hornets, which was a very popular horror YouTube series back
Fantastic,
in the day.
really.
Fantastic. They called them entries, if you remember.
Yeah.
They had over 100 of them, I think. 100 entries. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that.
I didn't watch all of them, but
Oh, you didn't?
no, I watched it like from time to time, but I was more like into the video games.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, they made a video game too called
made-
Marble Hornets, no?
Did they? I just know that at the time, because I put Slender Man on my honorable mentions because I was like, oh, they're thinking icons, but no one's thinking video game icons. But Frank was on the same wavelength as I was. Apparently, I was like, I'm gonna get them too, because I was thinking more of that like 2010s like YouTube era where every single like person and their mother was doing like a Slender Man playthrough of the original one. Just you and your flashlight and the guy who has like extreme arthritis who can only take like one step forward and he's like.
Yeah, right,
Literally,
right.
like if this man chain smokes 10 packs like a day or something, he has no stamina. Like just the OG with that, and then they went crazy. Then there was the asylum one. Then there was like the sewer. It was like Slender Man overload for like that whole year.
Well, for a couple years, I think
And
Slender
then-
Man
and
was
then
very
people were like,
popular.
all right, that's enough. Like no more.
In fact, not the biggest fan of bringing this up, but there was those like 2 or 3 girls or something that killed their friend because apparently Slender Man told them to. Do you remember? This is a real thing that happened.
I don't remember that actually. Probably because I'm like an ostrich with my head in the sand. But
This was a while ago, very long time ago.
wouldn't-
This story came
I
out.
wouldn't be surprised because a lot of people, they're obviously sick in the head to
Right.
murder someone.
Right.
But I think like a lot of people do that simply for like the notoriety because they know like this will definitely get covered in the news and I will definitely get mentioned in like a story.
Yes, but also keep in mind that they were young. Like,
how young?
I would probably middle school, like going into high school, maybe. Like, I don't know if like they're necessarily thinking about that shit, about being like the notoriety and
I'm
everything
gonna
like
go
that.
in the reverse because I'm gonna say I don't want to sound like an old like man over here, but the younger generations are even more internet driven.
Nowadays, yes, they are.
But even back then, there was more. That's when like I think like I think TikTok was around by then. I can't be sure.
When's then?
The Slender Man.
No, it was not.
How long ago was this?
This incident that happened, like we're talking like early to mid YouTube days.
Oh, so like
TikTok was far from being invented when that happened. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look it up when one of you guys
Yeah.
are talking on your top 5 list, and I'll find out. But yeah, that happened. So weird shit like that. But Marble Hornets, man, loved it. That's why Slender Man is on my honorable mentions. I guess I'll list down my say my last one, and then throw the floor to you guys on honorable mentions.
Yeah, sure.
My other one is Jason Voorhees. He's on my honorable mentions because never really watched a Friday the 13th movie. What are you saying right now?
Don't look at the top ones. Just look at my honorable mentions list.
Wait. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Did you guys plan this or
I
something?
No.
promise you,
I
we
feel
didn't
very
plan-
left out right now.
Me and Lupo have the same exact honorable mentions list. Just those two people.
But like,
Incredible.
I can't believe we both thought of this exact same thing. I would have thought Jason Voorhees would have been on people's like main ones, but I
Right.
wasn't gonna put him on my main one for probably the same reason you weren't gonna put him on the main one.
All right. Well, my reasons are I really haven't watched a single Friday the 13th movie.
Oh,
There's that, and I think Jason is one of those characters that like is kind of boring. He wasn't even the main guy in the first movie, as far as I've heard. So there's that. The mask is iconic. You can't beat that. Same with the machete and the like his whole outfit is awesome, but not my cup of tea. Not the biggest fan of him. That's my reasons.
I'm still mad salty over here. We have the same exact honorable mentions and everything.
Imagine our list for our top 5 is the same exact thing.
I promise you, if we have the same exact list, you snuck into my room last night to look at it or something. Because
That
that's
would be
wild.
incredible.
keep in mind how much like younger I am from you two. Like my list is probably gonna be so much different from.
That's a
your
good
guys'
thing,
list.
though. I'm curious to hear what your
We
list
need a different
is.
perspective.
Yeah,
clearly.
we do.
Otherwise, this would we'd just
Please.
be echoing each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, I agree with your choice, bro. Like,
Just the whole podcast, like, yeah, agreed.
All right, that was the podcast. Tune in next
Have a good
time.
night.
Tune in next time as we agree even more.
So,
All right, go ahead,
okay,
Alec.
wait, I have a. Okay, so what would you consider an honorable mention? Because I feel like mine are a little different.
Something that's not in the top 5.
Not
Yeah,
okay.
basically, like you still like them a lot, but they just you don't like them enough that they made it into the top 5.
I would say out of this list that I have, probably You're Next.
You're
Have you ever
next.
seen that? You're Next.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Right? Is that the one where they break into like the house and the girl goes like Rambo on them?
It's
I
a
think
family goes to a cabin to celebrate, and these masked people outside start to torture them basically. And the beginning scene is like they take a bow and arrow and they like hit someone like through the window as they're having dinner, and they set up booby traps outside. There's the rope that when they run, like their neck slits off.
I know what
and
you're
it's just
talking about.
basically like a game of like terror.
It was a group of them that was setting up the.
Yeah, it was like 12
yes,
people.
yes, that's right. I actually enjoyed that movie. That was a
Yeah.
sick movie.
That was a good
Was
movie.
one of them
Yeah.
wearing like a lamb mask or like something?
No, that is a different movie. I know what you're talking about, but that
I'm definitely getting them confused then because that's what I have in my head right now.
no, I don't think it. No,
They were wearing some.
no, they had like a cloth on them. It wasn't a lamb.
I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen that movie in a
maybe
very
they
long
went
time.
back.
That concept though is incredible though. I like that a
Yeah.
lot for a movie. I really do.
No, yeah, that's definitely. It's not in my top because like, it's just like.
It's an enjoyable
More-
movie, I'm gonna presume, but not like it's like a good movie to watch that you like. It's great, but it's not excellent.
Yeah, they could do more with the like, gory part of it. I
Sure.
should say,
Okay.
like something that really ties you in. It's more just like being terrified, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you expect people to die. So there you go.
Of course.
But and then another one I would say, 'cause all the ones on here are very like gory.
Okay.
So I would
that's
have
fine.
to say The Terrifier.
I was wondering if you were gonna once you mentioned briefly like I like that gory stuff. So I was like, oh, I know she fucked with Art the Clown. I already know it right here.
I haven't seen either of those movies.
Really?
Let me tell you,
I heard they're scary
They're
as shit and
sick.
gory.
And
and
experience for sure.
twisted and gross and awful.
But you'll
they're
love
so
it. Yeah.
They're so good. Like, I'll throw in one of the iconic scenes is when
Potential spoilers coming ahead.
yes. If you have watched it, good. If you haven't, sorry. He takes them to the basement, wherever they are, and this girl, he hangs her upside down, and he has all the tools, like whatever, and he takes a chainsaw and unclothes her, puts her up, like, upside down, and goes from her vagina, and just saws her in half.
my God. And you see it all?
Yep. You see it all.
I did hear that movie is
They took-
quite visually explicit.
They took it down. They took the second one down, I believe.
Which I'm not surprised.
The second
'cause
movie?
The second
was-
one
yeah.
was even more effed up and gory
So
than
I've heard.
Because usually the sequel's not as good as the original, but this in the
Yeah,
gory
it's
and that other stuff department.
So did they really? They took it off whatever it was streaming on or whatever. Oh,
Is it still
damn.
off
It
though, like
might.
currently?
The first one might be on Tubi, I think.
Mm.
Not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely took it off. Same reasons why they took off Human Centipede. Like,
Well, that movie's
That-
a sick, disgusting one too. Yeah.
different reasons, same
So,
sick and twisted
right,
concept.
right, yeah.
100% why they got taken off.
I think they're making a third Terrifier movie.
I'd be surprised.
I think they are. I think I heard that after the success of the second one, because there was clips everywhere on TikTok of that movie. Like, not the gruesome parts, but
yeah, I was
but
gonna
like-
say, I don't know.
How did that get past guidelines?
yeah,
whatsoever? Unless it's just like a blur like the whole time. And you're just like, oh, you guys can't see it, but oh my god.
Just think about the sounds. But yeah, those are my two honorables.
they showed like the suspenseful build-up scenes
Mm.
with the clown. Like, I guess there's a scene in the second one in a Halloween shop, and he's like stalking this girl that's shopping around in there. Like, that's a clip that I've seen plenty of times on TikTok. I'm like, this movie looks fucking good.
Also, I think if I'm remembering correctly, the diner scene, I believe he tries to, like, scare her in a diner. And she's just, like, sitting there, and then he just keeps, like, getting closer and closer, just, like, sitting in each booth.
He's a little comical like that. Like,
He's
And then he, like,
very
disappears.
theatrical.
Yes.
Very theatrical.
Yeah.
And
He's kind of like I guess maybe it's the clown theme. Kind of like in It, like in the first one.
Pennywise?
In the sense like
he's
they're
mimey.
in the sense that they're like theatrical, like you know how
Yeah.
Pennywise he takes like the slow like steps towards them as he's getting it. He's kind of like that. He's just like, oh, you don't even know what's coming out of this
Yeah,
one.
right.
And the thing is, like, you'll never hear him. Like, he doesn't speak. There's no words. It's
Right.
just him.
He's pretty mute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no words at all.
That makes it even scarier.
But the movie does give you shots into his
Yeah.
psyche though, which I think does help, because when you leave that kind of stuff open-ended for audience interpretation, you see this stuff, then you get people who are like, okay, well, he's just crazy, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, he's not just crazy, he's super crazy.
Yeah, like, top crazy.
So is that all the honorable mentions we got here?
Well, okay, since you stole my two,
You got another one? All
as
right.
you guys were talking, I was like, you got to think of like something else quick. So I was gonna mention, I don't know if you guys seen it because it came onto Netflix relatively recently, but it's also a cult classic. It's the little boy from Trick or Treat. I forget his name.
Oh, the orange suit with the...
Yes, with the pumpkin head. Well,
Yep.
with the bag, but it's actually a pumpkin
Yeah,
head.
he draws the circles in
That's
it.
a very cult classic, iconic
That's a
horror
good
movie
movie.
that a lot of people like, and I could see why. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's 5 connected stories. I'd say all of the main characters cross paths at one point of another.
Okay,
But
that's
all
cool.
of them are like different things. Like the
Yeah.
first, it's kind of like Pulp Fiction. The first story is actually like the last and part of the third story. Like it goes around like that. It's
Yeah.
different things and minor spoilers. It goes into like the serial killer dad, and then later you find out that oh no, he actually does meet his end later by the werewolf girls, and it's like a whole thing.
Interesting. I've actually
it's cool.
never heard of it, to be honest with you.
It is, and it's one of those movies where you can really like enjoy a rewatch because maybe this is dated because this movie did come out in the 2000s, like mind you. When the werewolf girls, because you don't know they're werewolf girls yet,
Yeah.
they're talking about. You think they're talking about like guys like to hook up with recently because they're like, oh, I had a Mexican last night and it didn't really like agree with me. And the first time you watch it, I was like, okay, that was kind of racist. But then the second time, you're like, oh no, she had a Mexican, as in she turned into a werewolf and ate a Mexican.
literally.
And that's what they're talking about actually in this scene. They're all, and she's like, I want my first to be special. And he's like, okay. She means about, she's losing her virginity.
Right.
She's losing a different kind of virginity, her person-eating virginity. 'Cause
Yeah.
she later gets the serial killer dad, who I guess had to kill again for some reason. He was on some other shit that night.
Always on one.
He
They're
was
just all on one.
He was 2 for 2, and he was feeling himself. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm unstoppable. I'm about to hit a triple-double this game." Like,
I actually found out about that movie when I went to get a costume. I didn't watch it like when it was first around.
it's an old movie though.
It's an old movie. It's
Came
been
out
around
like
for
what,
a while.
2006?
Something like that. But I maybe like 6 years ago. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I went to get a costume, and like the costume was there, and I was like, oh, what's this? The little orange costume with the thing. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it.
I need to see a picture afterwards. Well, when I look it up and everything to put on the thing.
But you enjoyed it, right? Like that's a it's a good movie. Like an actual. It still holds up even like today, even though the
yeah, you
effects
definitely
may
enjoy
be
it
a little
now.
outdated.
I think I could look past that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You would enjoy it now.
Alrighty. All right, so honorable mentions are done. How we're gonna work our actual top 5 is that I'll do my 5 and 4, you do your 5 and 4, you do your 5 and 4, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and then at the end 1-1-1. Make sense?
So we group them together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not necessarily like we'll say 5, not group as in like
No, as in like you do 2, you do 2.
Yes,
I
yeah,
do 2,
exactly.
Then you do 2. Then
So
you do 2, then-
for these are my favorite ones, but I will be on my phone getting a reminder of like what it's about if you haven't seen it, because I'm terrible at explaining.
Oh, that's
things,
fine. That's
so-
fine. Yeah. That's fine. All right.
This podcast has been sponsored by Wikipedia.
Never Wikipedia.
So I just want to say the characters that I have here right now on like the list. I actually mentioned it before. Pretty cliche, like very popular
Yeah,
ones.
you say that, but your honorable mentions hit me in the goddamn knee.
Slenderman is the only one that isn't like too mainstream compared to all the other ones that I have. But whatever. All right, my number 5, Ghostface. Scream. Haven't watched all the movies. I know. It's not ideal that I haven't watched all the movies yet. Jesse actually got me into them, and my cousin Dom. We watched the first one together. I loved it. The very first Scream I actually ever watched was the new one, not the new one. Scream 5, I think, was like the reboot kind of one where they all come back, Sydney comes back and everything like that. I hated it. Couldn't stand it. I hated how like
Tell us
the
how you
theme
really
of it.
feel.
Yeah, I mean, what a tone shift right there. My goodness.
But then I watched the first one and I was like, oh, okay, now it's making sense why this movie was the tone and whatever of 5, and it just made sense. They're very aware of themselves, those movies. You know what I mean? As far as cliche killers and like who did it. The beauty of Ghostface, in my opinion, is that it could be anybody. And that's the best part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
It could be anybody. I love the mystery behind Ghostface with each movie, trying to guess who it is, as far as the ones that I've seen anyway. I also love the fact that there can be more than one Ghostface per movie, too. That's also another factor that tricks you in guessing who it could be. And, I mean, I saw Scream 7 or 6, whatever the newest one was. The kills were awesome, and Ghostface was sick. Did you guys see the new one?
I actually didn't. I know I'm dressed like this, but I didn't see the new Scream.
That's fine. So I won't say any more as far as kills or like
thinking more
who
of the
is
old
it, who
ones.
done it, sort of deal. But it was fantastic. I hope that with the new Scream that comes out, it's the last one, and it completes this new trilogy that they got going on here. And I've been seeing some foreshadowing in the past 2 movies of who the next Ghostface might just be, and I hope they go in that direction, so I'll just leave it as that. But yeah, Ghostface is number 5. What's up?
Is the new one that's one with Jenna, right?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega and all the rest of the new cast have been in the last 2 movies that came out.
Yeah. I only saw like clips on TikTok, honestly. but
Oh,
I haven't seen it,
really?
yeah.
I'm surprised by that. I thought you did see at least the reboot, the fresh start of it.
These days, I haven't seen many movies at all, actually.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
Yeah.
That shit $25. I ain't trying to go see that.
big facts. That's true. Except on Tuesdays.
And
though.
I just wanted to add for your Ghostface thing.
Yeah.
How we can all just appreciate that finally, because almost all horror movies are in high school, right? And so is the original Scream.
Yeah.
But Scream 2 takes place in college, and it's got to be one of the only good like college themed horror movies, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
I can't if you can list another college like horror movie like off the top of your head that's like good, and I'll sit here and wait. But
I know a video game, Until Dawn.
that's a video game.
I know, but that's the only thing that's the only thing that came to my head.
Until Dawn was very good though. That is
Very
true.
good, very good game. Like Telltale type of game. But yes, Ghostface is my number 5 there. I will also say my number 4, who is Chucky.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Scared the shit out of me in Hot Topic. I'll tell you that.
Chucky has evolved throughout the years in such drastic levels. It started off as a true, pure horror movie, horror franchise that took a little dip over the years, turning into the more comical route. And then it kind of rose back up again with a couple of new projects that came out. There was a recent Chucky movie that came out, kind of a reboot, if you will, with Mark Hamill voicing him, which I heard was pretty good.
They're on that DC vibe, huh? Reboot after reboot.
It seems so. But what I will tell you
mention
is, and the person that could vouch for me on this is my brother Jesse, because there's a show, Chucky, out right now on maybe Sci-Fi or something like that. And it's on 3 seasons in, and it's apparently phenomenal. The reviews are amazing. And the best part is it follows every single project of Chucky that ever existed. It's all chronologically connected with each other. That includes Bride of Chucky, Son of Chucky, all those comedic ones, you know what I mean?
So the writer's a gymnast? Because you gotta be jumping through some hoops to get through some of that stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. But apparently they made it work, because apparently it's really, really good.
Nice.
Also, the thing I like about Chucky a lot is, he just looks more and more fucked up every movie.
He
like
does.
Every time.
Every time.
His face is all stitched up more and more after each movie, and it just shows how much that character has developed.
You got me picturing like the Ben Affleck meme where he's like smoking, he's just like
Yeah. Like, haven't you had
Chucky's
enough?
just here, just like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta clock in. I got a child to murder later. They got me fucked up.
It's work.
Literally. He's like, Satan told me I gotta kill this child. Or I don't get fucking paid. Like, goddamn.
And I'll tell you what, the more comedic ones, like Bride of Chucky and Son of Chucky and all that, or Seed of Chucky, it might have even been called with the son.
I think Seed of Chucky actually was the first one I saw.
Really?
I remember watching, I only watched 15 minutes of it. I was like 10. And I was just like,
Damn.
What am I watching?
Exactly, dude. They're like bonkers off the wall, and they try to be funny with it. I actually enjoyed some parts in those movies. A little bit.
I might have enjoyed it if I didn't just watch 15 minutes, and I was just like, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
Gotta go.
I was like, all right, about to head out.
But that's my number 5 and number 4, Ghostface and Chucky. I'll leave it off to you.
Also,
Addy.
though, before you go,
What's
you
up?
should have mentioned, though, that, Ghostface also has his own TV show. I don't know if it's well as received,
Oh!
but there's the Scream TV show.
It's still not, it's not a open production anymore, if you will. They closed up shop with that. I'm sure they still air episodes, like, on MTV. It was an MTV show.
Shame.
Heard it was pretty good. Heard it was a pretty
Yeah?
good show. Yeah.
Because I heard it started off strong, but then it gets a little iffy towards the end.
Probably. It sounds like a CW formula situation.
Of course. My name is Barry Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm the 15th fastest man in Central City.
Yeah, right. We don't have to get into
Uh-oh.
that.
No, yeah, this is a horror podcast.
Yeah, this is a
not
horror
the
podcast.
horror
Yes.
of producers.
Reel me back in. Thank you.
No, I got you.
Get the
Motherfuckers out here with
the
wave of my magic. Your troubles will soon be gone. Shrek 2 does slap though.
Shrek 2 does slap.
Yeah.
All right. Enough.
I'm
Enough.
sorry.
The mask was different in the Scream TV show. If you ever seen what the mask looked like,
but
Doesn't
this
look like the
mask is
traditional
different.
one.
This is also though from
yes, but
shout out to Dead by Daylight. Please sponsor us or Behavior, I suppose.
it's also, but it's still the same face. Like the mask face in the show is different.
Oh, it's the chrome one though, right?
It might be Chrome.
Because we in the game, they have the chrome one, they got this one, they got classic one, they got their own one, and then they have my personal favorite, which is the derp face from the Scary Movie.
Scary Movie, yeah.
They have that face. They must have made $100 million with that one.
That's incredible that they added that. That's a good.
I wish I could see it more, but sadly, Ghostface is kind of not that good in the game.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well. All right, Allie, you could do your number 5 and 4.
Before I do that, I thought of another little honorable mention.
Oh, we're rolling it back. Roll back.
Roll it back real quick. It's called The Creep. Don't know if anybody's seen it.
Sounds familiar.
I've seen it on Netflix all the time with that guy because I always scroll past it.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, I always see the thumbnail and that's the guy just going. He got the face over there. He's looking like the cameraman actually caught him doing something. He's just looking back like this. And I'm just like, okay. I'm telling you, look at the thumbnail on Netflix and he's doing that face. He's like,
I'm gonna have to. I didn't know it was on Netflix.
Okay.
It's about this guy. I guess he has to like film something because he's filming like his whole trip, and he ends up going to this house. And this guy, like, I guess it's his house. He's introducing like, "Hey, come on in," but he's scaring him like the whole time. And the first like scenes from like one of the trailers is he's driving to the spot. And this guy just, like, jumps out, and he's like, hey! And the guy's like, whoa, like, hi, how are you? And he's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm going to take you into the room, whatever. But he ends up, like, overstaying his welcome.
Yeah.
And fast forward, he basically gets a call from the guy had, like, passed out from drinking. And he takes his phone, and whoever's on the other line is like, you need to get the hell out of that house. Because this guy, and then, of course, shoots back to the thing, the guy's gone. And he turns around and he's in this werewolf suit, like this mask, and he's like, and just runs, and like it cuts off, and I was like, uh-oh.
So he's a furry.
I don't know what the fuck he is, because it's just the mask, and he's in this like janitor thing or whatever, just like a suit or...
You see, we were talking about, stupid horror movie protagonists, but I'm sorry. I'm not a violent person at all. If someone just jumps at me and goes, boo, I'm giving him the...
No, like the way he did
They're gonna call me freaking
so
Rocky out here with that first round knockout right there. Like, don't fucking jump up at me.
And like
that.
this man's like, they had to be like maybe in their like mid 30s, late 40s, or early 40s. And
okay, so he throws the punch, then he takes some baby aspirin afterwards. He's like,
I don't know, because he keeps going and he keeps like scaring him like more and more, and like he gets like worse and worse as the movie goes. And then finally he comes outside and he's like, I'm gonna leave, and he turns around and he just stands there like in the dark, and he's like and then it'll like cut to a scene where like he's holding like a trash bag of his body.
Parts.
He's like hauling it up the hill, and I guess he just didn't want him to leave.
Damn, all right.
Interesting.
I don't know like where the origin came from, but I guess the psychopath needed someone to murder. He was like, yeah, you're the one today.
You see that in horror movies where someone is like overly obsessed with like another, and they're just like,
sure, yeah.
I think it dates back to probably Misery from like Stephen King. One of Stephen King's greatest fears. He's a writer. He breaks his leg in the car crash, and the girl and whatever takes him in like, I'm your biggest fan and everything. Like sets him up his typewriter, like write a new story. That last one was hot garbage. Like he's like, can I leave? No. She's like, no, you can never leave. Like.
Yeah, because he was filming and he was like, oh, like, I'm so happy you're here, all that stuff. And then he was, doing, at first it was like pranks, like jumping out, like boo, or like the little things. But then all of a sudden it just got weirder and weirder and weirder. And he was like following him like in the house and like.
I would love to see like
creepy.
I'd like to see like a half hour like South American like remake on that, like the southern half of the USA, not like South America.
Yeah.
Where he's just like boo and just gets like shot instantly. It's like, I told you, don't be fucking coming around here.
Because he's recording the whole time. I forget the like where it came from. Whoever it is, I guess they needed the whole thing recorded, but every second was recorded, and like it just showed him progressively getting worse. But I thought it was cool.
That does sound pretty
That
interesting.
sounds cool, though.
Yeah. All right. Do your number 5 and 4.
Okay. My last one.
Oh, you did your 5, right?
No, that was my honorable.
Oh,
That was
okay.
just another-
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. My last one out of this one would probably be Hills Have Eyes.
Oh.
Those are the like
Yeah.
ogre looking
They're
ones.
the mutant people of the
Inbreds.
desert.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah.
inbred. Yeah, that's a good way of
Yeah,
putting
pretty
it.
much.
Oh, yeah.
They got about 5 chromosomes between them. So
There's like one brain cell on it.
their family tree is a straight line.
Yeah.
It does not branch out.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They're on that House Targaryen vibe.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely like scary, thinking that like people are capable of that, but it was like it was okay. It was definitely like one of the good movies, but at the same time they could have like
Well, it's also a very
could've been a little
violent
better.
movie.
It is a
as
very
well.
violent movie.
Very violent movie, because I saw that young, so I'm assuming if you saw that young, you were even younger.
Yeah.
That is a really like dark movie to like watch.
I think
like,
the first
as
time
one
I
of your
saw it
first
I was
ones.
probably like 15.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe you watched it like a little bit
Mm-hmm.
later.
Yeah.
I watched that when I was very young, but it's been a very long time. I
No,
really
it's
don't
a-
remember
it's a
much of it. to
very-
be
Repress
honest
the
with
memories,
you.
Frank.
Maybe I could have. I
It's
could
a
have
very
possibly.
graphic, just gross movie, but
I think that was one of the more popular horror movies of its time. Like that
Yeah.
in that time period, no? Like The Hills Have Eyes. Like that's a name that
people
most
definitely
people
were
know.
People were definitely talking about it in the schoolyard for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, for
They're-
sure.
They're like, yo, you see this movie and everything?
Yeah.
I'm wearing diapers right now. I shit myself.
Yeah.
Don't
As,
bring it up.
as soon as the RV broke down, I was like, it's gonna start. It's gonna happen. They're on the side of the road, and then they're like, what's that? And they're like, oh, let's go see. They're like walking to see if anybody can help them. Of course, it's the desert, so there's like miles and miles of nothing.
Yeah.
And they end up basically the desert is their town. Like they have like behind the hills is their whole. It looks like what kind of town would I describe?
Like a
it as?
village?
No, it's got like that cowboy town. That
Shantytown?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
It's just them. They're just there. Like nobody
I was
else.
trying to
just
think
there.
of like a nice word to say. I was
Yeah,
like, I think that's just a description of it. Like,
They got like the doors that flip open. you
yeah,
know?
like a saloon.
Yeah.
Like a saloon or something.
howdy, partner.
Hey,
Literally,
Carter.
though. But
There's
they
a
were
snake
just like.
in my boot.
Somebody poison the water hole.
But yeah,
It's funny
they
because you
were-
bring up Chucky, and you know, like Toy Story
Toys.
could be Chucky. in a
Yeah,
different-
true.
Yeah,
Very true.
maybe.
I mean, I guess when the IP runs out, and you know how they made that horrible Winnie the Pooh
Yes.
horror movie.
I did not watch
Maybe
that.
Me
I didn't
neither.
watch it either. I just heard everyone dog on it.
Yeah.
By the way, they're making a second one.
How? Why?
They
What's the
released.
reason?
They released. I don't know. They released pictures of what Tigger looks like.
Not Tigger.
What? Don't do that to Tigger. Tigger was my boy.
I'll tell you
I
what.
loved Tigger.
He's in the second one that's coming out
Get
as
him out.
another murderer.
As a producer, get him out.
Yeah.
Run to your people and tell them to get
Get him
out.
out. I'm sure he's like, he was born with like, I don't know, $250 million already or something.
God.
That's how it works in
crazy.
Hollywood. Sad.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, that's my last one. Like, it's really good to watch, but it's like, what are the chances of that happening? Probably slim to never.
Well,
So-
I would sure hope not. I would sure hope not. I would not
What?
want that to happen to me.
I don't know.
Well, you can be rest assured, you know, you'll never catch me within a 100-mile radius of a desert in anything that could break down.
Oh, big facts.
Yep.
Never.
Big
Especially
facts.
with the amount of gas needed in an RV, like, you're going to need gas
Yeah.
quite often.
How about just for the fact that you don't need to be in a horror movie. The desert will just kill you.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you're not prepared, at least.
The real horror would be the sun slowly cooking you alive. As like, you know, you can't move anymore because you're out of water.
Exactly.
Ah, yes. It reminds me of the JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusader days.
Are you laughing at those identical rocks over there? Funniest shit I've ever seen.
All right, Lupo, you could do your number...
Wait.
What?
That was only my 5.
No, you did two. You did 3, no?
No, I did the honorable mention, and then I just did my.
Oh, you're
last
right.
one.
I'm
We
sorry.
would like to say for the audience, you're not supposed to argue with a fae because they are messed up. If you ever read those Brother Grimm story, they steal teeth and shit. It's fucked up.
You know what? I'm sorry. Never again.
Listen,
I'll never again.
I came here for you. I have to get some kind of spotlight.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Go right ahead.
You're already gonna get the thumbnail. We told you.
Okay, my fourth one would be Hostel.
Oh, very interesting choice, but I can approve of that.
That one's a gruesome one, no?
It is. Well, all these are more like gruesome, gory
it's
stuff
nice
like that.
That's the one where they're in France or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a kidnapper movie.
Is it France? I don't think it's France.
I don't know where, but it's Europe.
Don't they bring him into
I'm
like
sorry,
the
we're currently
warehouse?
having an American moment. Please stand by.
Don't they bring him into like the warehouse where they do experiments on them? Is that what Hostel is?
No, they take them into like the basement or like something,
of
and
like random.
They're fucking people
just
up down
torturing
there.
them.
Oh no,
Basically.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
just getting basically groups of people and like I'm gonna torture you guys.
it
today.
might be
Like,
in
the
Europe.
worst
They
ways
said
possible.
Geneva
Right.
Convention. Never heard of it.
What?
You know the shit that like banned war crimes. Geneva Convention.
I was okay.
You know,
yeah,
for someone dressed as Oppenheimer, you know, you had the convention made more or less, basically.
Why do you think I don't know what you're talking about?
All right, guys.
He's like, my lawyer Saul Goodman advised me not to say anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, more so because it's like your classic kidnapping. It is super super gruesome, but it's a pretty standard type of movie they'd put out there.
Well,
Kidnapping.
it might be standard maybe in that sense, but I remember there being some like very gory
Oh yeah.
like shots. Like I think there was one where if there's like chains coming down from like there and they like hook them
Yeah,
like
they hook
on
them
it.
like right
Yeah.
under here.
Ooh.
Like not even Texas Chainsaw Massacre where
Yeah.
at least it's going just through your shoulder blade so you can actually hang there. No, you're like a fish, like just fucking
And you're just stuck.
like
Yeah.
absolute like horrendous stuff.
But listen, I said all of my movies are like this, like the ones that I picked. So I'm just going from like least interested to most interested.
Or how about least gruesome to most gruesome? Does that sound about right?
Well, if her tastes are more gruesome, then by definition, as we get higher, they'll get even more gruesome and gruesome.
True.
I guess. I feel like they're more so like because I'm so used to like watching the gruesome stuff. I feel like my list is more of like what kept me like watching it and what I was really scared of,
Gotcha.
and putting it in that order.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're all the same concept of like really super super gruesome shit that you would see.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah.
Gotcha. What are you saying sorry for? Because you cursed?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Okay, good.
I was about to say because I'm on my fifth curse word. Right now.
Yeah.
I didn't
You're
even
good.
notice, honestly. So
No, you're good.
I don't know what the YouTube world is these days.
Look, if I can't fucking curse and I can't fucking smoke, I'm screwed.
But yeah, those are my last, like, the bottom two for my list anyway, so.
Nice. Thank you for spelling the tape.
Very nice.
Spilling the guts.
All right, Lupo, you are up.
Alrighty, let me unlock my phone again because my list keeps turning off. So my number 5, another classic, and in my opinion, one of the best horror movies of all time. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Never seen it, but heard a lot about it.
Never seen The Thing?
No, never have.
That's like a super classic. I'll forgive you if you've only seen the remake, but the original
Not
is...
even that either.
Can we shut the podcast off? For a second and talk to you?
I've always heard of it, and I've seen the classic posters of it too and whatnot.
Because that's what a lot of horror movies I feel do is they just want to get like their horror like gory ideas out first, and they kind of focus on like a plot like secondary. I appreciate a horror movie that all these people are like scientists or soldiers who are like trained to deal with this stuff, and it's kind of going back to the Ghostface thing where you don't know who you can trust. But it's not just who can put on the mask. It's one of these people it's an Among Us reference. It's one of these is an imposter. Which one of us is it? You know?
Yeah.
So it's very good. It's very good for its time. The practical effects, maybe some of them don't hold up nowadays as well. But even now, some of them are still fairly decent. And I can appreciate protagonists who they're not completely like stupid. Like, you know,
Yes.
like the protagonist of this movie is like, okay, we need to do blood tests. We've determined a method to see by whose blood who is the, you know, the alien. Let's, you know, do this. Everyone line up here. I'm taking no chances. Like, it's refreshing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's one I've always been wanting to check out. Maybe it has to be sooner than
It
later
is,
now.
and it
now that
even
it's spooky
and it
season
even
anyway.
has ambiguity towards it towards the end. You know, well, not the remake, but the old one, because you're like, did everyone actually get out, or did something else get out as well?
Makes you think.
Okay. Good choice. I respect that choice a lot.
I will say though, not to, because I won't shit on the reboot completely, because it was a fine enough movie. I did like the effects that they went for it as well. They made it more like it was more of an assimilating anomaly instead of just like something that could like copy your DNA and change into you and then alter your DNA to be more like offensive, like maybe like give yourself like a giant claw or something. Because I remember from the reboot, there was a good moment where the one thing was like crawling around like a dog or something, and the one guy was like on the ground, like he's like, oh damn, I'm finished, and it just like stuck its like face onto like his and just like started melding with him, like as he was alive, like melding into his face. He's like, all right, come on, you're coming with me, yoink, and he just took him.
Damn.
Done.
Yep. He was literally just like, it's free real estate, and took it.
He had a magic wand too.
Good choice. I like that one.
Thank you. Classic. Oh, then yes, and my number 4.
Yes.
Now my number 4 might come as a surprise, but maybe not so for my generation, but definitely the generation after mine.
Okay.
Everyone grew up on Goosebumps, whether you read the books or whether you read or whether you watched the show. And I don't think there's anyone more iconic from Goosebumps than Slappy.
Yes.
Slappy
Yes.
the puppet. I remember sitting with my brothers, like, sit down, shut up, and everything. I'll make chicken nuggets. We'll have a nice dinner. And we'd put on some Goosebumps. They were terrified of Slappy. And obviously I was older at the time, so it wasn't as scary. But I did read all the boots.
The boots.
The boots.
I'm a little Canadian. I read all the books, and I loved the Goosebumps books. I liked Camp Ghost, where he was the only alive person there the whole time, but not at the end he wasn't. I liked the one where he turned into like a poodle. All that stuff was great. And he's like one generation below ours. That age group grew up on Slappy because the Goosebumps TV show came out and it would air for them.
Which was amazing, by the way. That
It
show
was a
was
good show.
great
It
on
was.
Cartoon Network.
I think even the movie was good. Didn't it have like Jack Black in it?
Jack Black was the main guy in the movie. I didn't see the movie though. I heard it was good.
I didn't see it either.
And now there's a new show out on Disney Plus, Goosebumps, that just came out. Literally
really?
just came out. Yeah.
So topical.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go. But yes, I great choice. Slappy, I should have put him on my honorable mentions.
Freaking happy it didn't.
Jesse, yeah, right. Jesse, back in the day, when that show was like airing and everything, petrified of Slappy. He actually didn't like ventriloquist dolls at all.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
at
pretty scared
all.
of them too.
I don't blame him. Your first like horror that gets you like that like scars you for forever.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, like if you had like long dark hair and it hung in front of your face, like I did not fuck with you.
Oh yeah, no.
Not at all.
You know what was a movie? I was in, I think 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade.
And you were in a movie? You're an
No.
acting
In 5th grade, one of my best friends at the time, her name was Allie, and I decided to stay at her house, which I shouldn't have done that because I don't like staying at people's houses, but I did it.
You're just like, I shouldn't have done it.
But the first ever movie I was terrified of, to the point where I called my mom at 3 a.m. and I said, I want to come home. Good thing I lived literally like 5 minutes away. Was the freaking Gremlin.
Gremlin.
I shouldn't have laughed because, you know, that is
No, but
maybe
it's
a little
funny
scary.
now, but like, why the Gremlin? Like, to me now, it's like, oh, this little fuzzy Gremlin. Back
Right.
then, I thought it was gonna like come into the house and like bite my head off. Like, I don't know why. That was the first horror movie I was ever scared of when I was like little.
To be completely honest with you, I can see that,
It was
because
a
if you're like at a
crazy
young
freaking-
age and you see when like gremlin like transforms, like obviously it's like a meme now. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, don't feed it past midnight, you know, all that
That-
shit.
Well, not just that. Wasn't it like water? If they got in contact with water or something like that, that's when they
I
transformed.
thought it was that you had a set of rules for it that you had to abide by, or else it transforms
Yeah,
into
it was
the.
Oh
after
yeah,
midnight, like,
you're
if they
right.
didn't
You're right.
have-
Yeah.
But there are some kids movies that I guess like executives look at, it's like, yeah, this is fine as like a kids movie, and the writer's just like smirking evilly in the background. It's like, oh, you didn't read any of the subtext I put in this shit.
I was terrified of that movie for so long.
Because when you
So
said
long.
that, I was thinking of Coraline and stuff like that. Like that's a kids movie where
It's a little
if this creature catches you, if the bedlam catches you,
Yeah.
she'll take out your eyes and sew buttons into them.
Yeah.
That movie was kind of.
The book is pretty wild too.
Oh, it was a book too.
It was a book
I never
first,
read
yeah.
the book.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the book, more or less the same. They took out a scene, which I understand why they had to take out the scene in the movie, because at one point she gets thrown in there with what's left of the other father. The other mother has really gone to town on him for like trying to help Coraline.
Yeah.
And it's like an actual horror movie scene where she's thinking to herself, like, if this guy grabs me even a little bit, he's going to crush my legs, and then I'm going to get dragged to the other mother. And he's feeling around, like, finally he has, like, 6 arms, and she hears, like, the scratches, and she's
shit.
slowly, like, inching, like, towards, like, where she thinks the exit is. She doesn't even know because it's pitch black.
Damn.
I definitely think a live action would be pretty cool. For
I
that.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Of Coraline?
100%. Of Coraline, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It would be very cool.
With the way movies are nowadays, like it would definitely be like creepy.
I agree.
Who would you cast to play as Coraline?
I got an answer already.
I don't have an answer. You can go right ahead.
Jenna Ortega?
I could see it.
Just she would need that shorter hair. And in that style of Coraline.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see it.
I don't have a better answer, so I can't dispute it.
Yeah.
Because listen, we've all seen her as Wednesday before, and like not that Coraline and Wednesday are too similar to each other, but they kind of got the same outfit / look going on.
I
in a
guess
sense.
they are
guess.
both YA protagonists,
A YA protagonist.
young adult protagonists.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
For like
yeah.
that subset of literature, YA
Yeah.
literature.
That's the only person I could think of, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was thinking it would have to be someone new because Coraline's like how the movie was, the features of her. It doesn't really translate to like a human well,
True.
Yeah.
because very vague like shape. The only thing she really has is like the pointed nose, but
Right.
everything else is
Pretty,
not
would
really
have
that.
pretty
to-
plain. Pretty plain for the most part. Like
yeah, I
even
guess
just
you
like
could-
the small black eyes. Yeah, right? Isn't that what it was with her?
She has black eyes, yeah. Well, in the
No,
movie.
but it's just like the eye. There are no eye like.
Well, no, she
Whoever-
has eyebrows, she has a mouth, she has all
Well,
that.
she does have eyebrows, yes, yeah, and a mouth. But you know how it's just usually just the dot with cartoon characters for eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, she does have like
No, yeah, she had eyes.
yeah, she has eyes.
She had eyes.
Yeah, I mean they give so many shots in that movie to like her eyes
Yeah.
because she's looking at like the needle, just like nah. I
But
don't
yeah,
wanna
before the
have
button.
buttons. I don't want to have buttons for
Yeah.
eyes. She's actually trying
True.
to escape that fate, very like vigorously.
Whoever would play her, I would want to have like they need to have a really like a bony, structured like
Yeah,
face, you know, kind of
very
like,
bony and gotta look downtrodden as well.
Mm.
Because she's in this gray apartments where everything like sucks and she hates her life.
I kind of like
Ooh, we putting someone on blast. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of Angelina Jolie's face.
Right, yes, because she
skinny it
has
is.
that bony structure with her cheeks and
Yes.
everything like that. Yes,
Like,
I was
that's
thinking
the
that too.
face that I would want to see. Like she could do the dark circles
They
for
could
her
just-
and like really
They'll
chisel
cast
out.
Angelina Jolie and then just CGI her face onto like a child actor's like
Yes!
body, like everything.
But like they
They
would
probably
have to
could
have
do
that
that
kind of
nowadays.
face.
Yeah, I gotcha.
100%. Or it wouldn't make sense. Like Jenna Ortega has puffy cheeks.
Mm.
It just wouldn't. Like it wouldn't be as scary.
Makeup could do wonderful things though, and CGI.
Yeah.
You shouldn't rely too much on CGI though. You don't want to look
Course
like
not.
mustache Superman.
Very true.
Too-
Well, DC is just on another level of stupidity.
Hang on, let me reel you back in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Reel him back,
Shame.
reel him back.
Yeah.
Shame.
Goddamn. All right, you did both of them, or
He
you
did.
still
I
got
did
one more?
Slappy and I did the thing.
That's right. Okay, both very good choices there. Alrighty, so my number 3 is Freddy Krueger.
Ah.
Freddy has a comical side to him.
Yes.
He's also very nasty looking with his face and everything like that. He's also...
That's not very nice.
No, it's true, though. It's a burnt, fucked up face.
Said you nasty.
The hat is iconic. The glove is iconic. The whole outfit, just like I said about Jason, very iconic. Speaking of Jason again, Freddy versus Jason. As much as people think it was like, that movie was shit, I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
It's good,
fun.
cheesy
it's
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
When he manifests his shadow hand to come out of like the ground and attack the random kid, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm fine," and runs away.
I'm
And
good.
Freddy's like,
Bye.
"Curses! I need to gather more power first." I'm just like, when did we turn into Dragon Ball Z over?
Right.
Here? Freddy's about to go.
The fact that you find out as a reveal, especially in the original movie, that he's actually not a good guy at all. He's a pedophile. He's
Really?
Interjection.
yeah.
Let the record state, please, that was only in the remakes where they explicitly said he is a pedophile. In the original Nightmares on Elm Street, they do leave it ambiguous and only hint towards it at best.
But there you go. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
It still counts.
Does being accused of a crime automatically make you guilty of the crime?
Negative.
Uh-oh.
Negative.
You see?
But especially in the newer ones, like you said, I think there was more proof in the pudding there.
Well, the
That-
newer
that
ones, yes, but I would
Yes.
like to put a motion forward that the newer ones shouldn't count because they're garbage.
No, I wouldn't say that. There was the reboot and its sequel that wasn't that bad. Around the same time that Batman Begins came out in theaters.
That's the one where
Like
they
2006
didn't
era?
have Robert Englund as Freddy, right? They casted
Yes,
a new
they
Freddy.
casted someone else.
No, sorry, can't do it.
Really, I
Can't do it.
actually enjoyed those ones. Both of those.
I mean,
I thought he played a
they're
good Freddy.
Fine enough, but I don't think they hold up to the originals.
Okay, that's fair to say. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of the original too, Wes Craven, first off, genius.
Eaten. My boy was eaten that whole decade.
Yeah, he was.
Breakfast,
Big time.
lunch for dinner.
Yeah.
For beginners.
And the whole concept of having this sort of character control your nightmares or make your dreams into nightmares just by
Well, at
being
least
there.
until Dream Warriors,
by Dream Warriors.
the third one.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one. Then.
That's when they discover that this is my dream and I control it, and they beat Freddy.
Wow, really? You see, I don't think Freddy should be beaten.
He's not. He's
Ever.
not beaten. He's not like dead or anything.
Right. Okay. Good. That's good.
He's like an immortal entity
Right.
at this point. He cannot die.
Exactly. He's also pretty comical too. I like
He is.
that. I do like that about him as well. And yeah, that's why Freddy's number 3. His claw, the claw glove thing, one of the most iconic things ever. I love
Yes,
that.
you hear
I
that
love that
shh.
shit. Yeah, and then when he puts one on a railing or something, and the sparks start going as he moves it, incredible.
He's stylish.
It's
with it.
awesome.
He knows.
He what?
He
He
knows.
knows. He's always on.
Oh yes.
Posing for the gram every time. You know?
My number 2, very close to being my number 1, but isn't. My number 2 is Jigsaw. Now Saw,
I was gonna put that on my list, but then I took it off.
really? All right, I'm curious to know your reason why in a second, but Saw is one of the most incredible, gory franchises out there. I think. Besides the fact that there are so many of them, and unfortunately, more of them suck than there are good ones.
Yeah.
What I will say, 1 through 4 are incredible. 1 through
I
4
agree.
are incredible. If we're really getting into some more specifics, 1 through 3, when, spoiler alert, Jigsaw is actually alive, the best. The new one that came out, me and Chorman went to go see it. I loved it.
I didn't know they came out with a new one.
Yeah, Saw X. Saw X.
Oh.
I did, and I
Okay,
heard like
yeah.
finally Saw fans aren't like in tears as much anymore because like it's actually pretty decent.
It was pretty. I think it was more than decent. I thought it was pretty good. It took place between the second and third movie.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Because Jigsaw's back in it in this
Yeah.
one.
Jigsaw's back, baby.
And with Saw X, like I think you mentioned before, where they kind of put the story first. They put the story first, and then jump scares and gruesomeness afterwards. I think you said that before.
Well, I said that's usually the formula to any good story, let alone a good horror movie.
Yes, without
Focus
a doubt.
on your plot first, and then let it branch from there. Don't start from the outside and then try to get your way back in.
I love. You said that perfectly, and that's exactly what they did with Saw
Words
X.
do good.
Words do good. Yes.
Joe,
That's
get water.
You want another one? I didn't open this one. You want this?
You- I
There
don't
you
even
go.
see you drinking these.
Yeah, me neither. They're just like
Nah, when
magically
you guys were-
disappearing.
When you guys were talking, I'm literally just like,
No, yeah, Saw has always been near and dear to my heart. Me, Jake McWhorter, and Nick Chorman binged every single one of those night by night back
you got
in
that,
like
you got
middle
that
school.
childhood nostalgia to
E-
it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You got
that
Sure
that,
do.
that nostalgic attachment to it. And Jigsaw is just incredible. He's very creative in a sense with his traps and everything like that. The games that he makes these people play, and he's in a sense he's not that bad of a guy because he's really trying to teach the bad people a lesson and to live a better life afterwards if
Oh,
they
we
survive
going,
that.
We going
is.
back to the hot takes with this one.
Well, I'm not saying he's a good guy at all, but he thinks in his own head that he's doing a
He
good
definitely
thing.
does. However, sometimes his logic does make me just laugh out loud. It's like,
Without
I've never killed
Laugh out
anyone.
loud.
It's like, so you put this guy in 50 pounds of barbed wire, cut off his penis, and told him to crawl to the end of it, and it's
Right.
like, I didn't kill him. It's like,
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
It is a
it's
little
like, it was
ridiculous.
blood loss that killed him. It's like, if I stabbed you, I didn't kill you. It was the blood loss that killed you.
It's kind of like a same but different scenarios. Like Batman doesn't
same,
kill
but
people,
different.
but like
But
he'll
still same.
he'll knock someone into a coma for like years.
Well, Batman's lucky he's in a comic book, because if I was like a regular goon, I'd be like, Batman, you owe me some medical bills.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. Like they're still fucked for life.
Fucking, you
you know?
fucking hit me in under 100 punches in 2 seconds. I can't move my
But that's
jaw.
the same thing with Jigsaw though. Like how do you expect them to live a happier life when they lost a whole arm?
True.
You know what I mean?
What it is he's kind of BS with it, because in his origin story, he was like, I realized as the pain as I crawled through the broken glass of my car crash, I realized I wanted to live. And I was like, you gave yourself an easy one by the definition that everyone else get. You just crawled through some glass?
Good
Yeah.
point. Very
That
good
is
point.
How about we talk about the most iconic trap, the reverse bear trap, also
Yeah.
done by Daylight.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yes, although, please stop nerfing pig behavior. If you somehow watch this, please, hasn't she suffered enough? Like, I'm begging you. Why are you nerfing a C-tier killer? Like, please, just stop. Just stop.
Damn.
But anyway. Yes, just do this real quick. Like, like, unhinge your jaw real quick before your jaw explodes. Like,
Crazy.
well, bro, why can't I do what you did? Give me some glass. I'll crawl on it right now.
Right.
I won't even have clothes on like you did to cushion it. I'll go bare-ass naked. Like, please. Like, don't do this to me.
Very selfish man.
Yeah, he pretty much is.
Yeah.
But I love him though. I love him. I think
Well,
he's one of the
because you're-
best. That's why he's my number 2, close to being my number 1, because I think he's just an incredible, like, horror. Definitely not suspense level, but like a good horror gruesome.
Well, that's another
character.
series where Saw 2 was like, I thought even better than the first Saw.
I agree.
When
I
I
thought
watched
Saw
it,
2 was a lot better than
Saw
the first
2
one.
was like, I could watch it right
was
now. That's a
definitely the better one.
fantastic movie.
Yep.
That's,
I believe that's the one where the detective was in Jigsaw's office the whole time.
well, his son.
Interview, and the
Yes.
son was in the
It was in the lockbox.
vault. Yes, the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. The plot twists in those movies, at least 1 through 3, and even in Saw X, not too bad. The plot twist.
They did good.
That's what they're known for. That's what they're known for.
Ooh, excuse me.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say my number 1 right now. I'll throw it off to you. What is your 3 and 2?
All
Are
right.
you gonna whip up with the magic wand?
Yes.
My magic wand went a totally different way, but it's okay. My third is The Collector.
Sounds
If
familiar.
anybody's
Nice,
Ever
nice.
heard? Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's a good
The
one.
one guy escapes, And then someone tracks him down. He's like, "My daughter's been kidnapped. I need your help." And he's just like, "I don't do that anymore."
He has to pay debt to his ex-wife, and it's basically him like doing all these, whatever you want to call it. And
Odd jobs,
maybe I have
dirty
the
deeds.
Odd jobs, yeah, dirty deeds, yeah.
Okay,
I might have the wrong movie.
And it's another gory movie. Like, he's getting basically paid to do all these like gory jobs, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds out that there's another person like trying to do the same thing, basically. So it's kind of like a race to like get him done so he can pay off all of his debt to his ex-wife. And he has like the bag on his head and like basically has to do all these things.
Relatable, am I right, fellas? Am I
right? Yep. But yeah, like most of it's pretty gory. But it's, basically all about debt. So I thought it was like a cool concept.
Ain't
using
nothing
that
scarier than debt. That's true. That's true.
Using debt as a story plot was pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking, for a horror movie, never seen that before or heard of that before.
Well, there's Squid Games. I don't know if you call that a horror
True,
movie
but
so
that
much
definitely
as a
not-
suspenseful show.
I would definitely suspenseful, but definitely not horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good point. That was a good point, and I like that. I like that one too.
See,
I'm glad we're doing this this podcast because now I have a whole list of horror movies and all different type of horror movies that I need to watch now. Classics, gruesome ones,
Bro,
I
will call out of work tomorrow. Let's watch Grave Encounters right now.
Dude, I would do a rewatch of that as well. Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's my third one.
Okay.
My second one would be Texas Chainsaw.
Really?
Nice.
I don't know if you guys are going to hate me for this. I'm not a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or just Leatherface in general. Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though it's based on a real story?
Yeah, come on. The movie isn't, loosely based, far loosely based.
But those killings did happen.
The way they actually happened in the movie?
Not exactly.
Exactly.
But with a chainsaw. That's
I think
pretty
it
gory.
did. I thought the movies had like one of the best like Terrifier parts to it, like a realistic one at least.
Which
I'll
part
give
in
it that.
particular were you going?
I'll give it that.
I don't know. I honestly, there's just.
Well, then on another side note, do you know there's a video game out for it now?
Is there?
Yeah, they got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game.
Oh my!
It's you and the whole Sawyer family.
Really?
Yep, feed your granddad blood to power him up as you hunt down those pesky interlopers.
Is it like Dead by Daylight?
Not really. So there's like 3 different maps. I know one is you're in their house. The other one is like the fields and whatnot.
Or
basically, you have to escape. There's no like other objective. You just have to escape.
Okay.
You have like 2 to 3 ways to escape every time.
Yeah.
And there's 3 killers and 4 survivors, and you gotta kill all the survivors to win, and the survivors have to escape.
Okay.
But you could play as Leatherface.
That's awesome.
That'd be cool.
Good old Bubba.
But yeah, like he said, it was based on a true story, so I always think those stories are cool.
You know what else was based off a true story? Evil Dead Rise. No, fucking around. Imagine though, that would be fucked.
Are you talking like Evil Dead, like actual Evil Dead?
Yes. Yeah. Imagine. It's like based off a true story.
That'd be
It's like, damn.
like what story?
Like,
The
did that
Necronomicon?
happen?
Like,
I don't know.
Oh,
No,
man.
but yeah, it kept me. The Texas Chainsaws definitely kept me watching the whole time, and it was definitely like gross for a majority of the time. So, yeah, number 2.
I also
Okay.
I like it because, you know, Leatherface, even though he's like the villain, he's not really a bad guy. He's just kind of like, because he's like, you know, he's not fully mentally developed. He just does whatever his family like tells him to. He's kind of just like a loyal guard dog. He's just protecting like his family.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, good point to
he's
bring up.
basically just following the rules.
Literally.
Following that point, though, isn't he almost like a little bit of a copycat of Jason? Isn't that what you just described as Leatherface, like not fully developed and everything like that?
Was Jason developmentally like? Because obviously, as everyone knows from Scream, or if you've actually seen it. The first one wasn't even Jason. It was
It
Jason's
was the mother.
Yes.
Well, yeah, right.
And then, I mean, from subsequent ones, though, it is Jason, right? And then it's...
Everyone after the first one is Jason.
Right.
I mean, Jason went to
I would
goddamn
say it's the same
space.
because Bubba picks like a point and he defends it. And yes, I know
Yeah.
Jason's at Camp Crystal Lake and you could say, okay, he's defending that one, but he's like Bubba's killing them at least to use them for like food, make them into like chili and stuff. Jason's just like killing them.
Yeah, you're right. He's doing it for family.
He's doing it for the voice in his
Basically.
head, which I guess is so. But Bubba, at least, he's not hearing the voices in his head. It's his
Yeah.
actual like grandparents like tell him like go kill that person.
Right.
And he's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll respect the points there.
Thank you.
So that was your 3 and 2? Very good. All right, Lupo.
So I gave Alize a little look before, as you said, your number 3, because my number 3 was also Freddy.
Okay. There you go.
I picked Freddy for the same reasons as you, more or less, yada, yada, yada. I'll move on. So my number 2, however, is the Xenomorph from Alien.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking about Alien just in general if I wanted to put, the creature in there. I would put that as a horror movie for sure.
Alien, of course.
The original, but then as the sequels went on, it started to become more sci-fi and
We
everything
don't talk
like
about
that.
Prometheus and all that.
Yeah, exactly, like
we don't
Prometheus,
talk
yeah.
About that. We don't talk about that. It never existed. I don't know what you're talking about.
The original is a classic with the alien coming out of the stomach.
Of course, dude.
Incredible.
The Xenomorph is like so perfect because as humans, obviously, we're top of the food chain. That doesn't mean you can go outside and like punch a bear and expect to win, but no, we're on top of the food chain. And like the concept of this thing is superior to you in each and every like possible conceivable way. I love Ripley Scott. She's like the first like horror movie female protagonist that's like, I don't want to say good, but like got to be the best. She had a plan. If everyone just listened to her, they would have been fine. But they know they didn't, and look what happened.
Yeah.
As so many iconic kills, how like the Xenomorph like works, it just freaking impregnates you, and then it explodes out of your freaking stomach. It doesn't care about gender. It's equal opportunity. Anyone can catch it.
There you go.
It's nice.
It's a good one.
Also, I was in the mood to say Xenomorph because I've mentioned Dead by Daylight a couple times. They just released the Xenomorph.
Did they really? They're
Yes,
doing it all.
They're doing it all. They get
Wow.
all the IPs. Ain't no one gonna challenge them. It's the Super Smash Bros. Of horror.
Love it. Love to hear it. Love to see it too.
Yeah.
A lot of people do some cool cosplays of the Xenomorph as well.
Yeah.
And some of them are, I have to say, are incredible.
They take a lot of dedication to make
A
that
lot,
stuff.
a lot of dedication, a lot of time and effort to
That's
make
like a
those
year
things.
of
Some
work.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Easily.
I think more than a year sometimes, depending on how in depth you're going with the costume. Yeah, it's incredible what some people do with that type of costume. All right, so Freddy was 3. The Xenomorph was number 2.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to reveal our number 1s?
Yes,
Wait,
we are.
There's a video game that I'm thinking of that reminded me of Texas Chainsaw. Not actually the Texas Chainsaw one.
I was about to say, I just brought it up.
No, not that one.
Like, if we can roll back the clip real quick and everything. Frank, actually, can you edit this in post and just put the flashback of me saying, oh, there's a Texas Chainsaw video game going?
No, I cannot. I don't know the name for the life of me, but it reminded me of that, like the creepy house and
Resident Evil.
yes.
Resident Evil 7, probably to be more specific. Biohazard in the house.
Me and you got fond memories of that, Frank.
More
That-
you
That
than
was
me.
one of my faves.
More you than me, but I barely played it. I just watched you play it. And,
For
and-
context, I beat that game 4 separate times on Frank's Xbox.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I knew it so well, the 4th one was a speed run.
That game was very
Yeah, no,
scary.
I like that game.
It revitalized Resident Evil.
It did.
They were on their knees. They were just like, well, I fell down to my knees when the Lord came. They were like on
With
that.
both games and movies, they were struggling.
They were struggling.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 said, wait, hold on a second. What if we tried?
Yeah.
What if we tried? Love it.
And Capcom was like, oh shit, really? Okay. They were looking at him in the movie like, this guy's crazy. I guess we'll try anything at this point.
Yeah.
It definitely
I like that.
revitalized that franchise for sure. And then they made another game after that, which was apparently good.
Yes.
Village.
Village was good.
8 was
they
Village,
made the
right?
Resident Evil 2 remake, which
I
was
heard was
phenomenal.
I heard that
they
was
made the
fantastic.
Resident Evil 3
also.
remake, which wasn't as good. And
then 4. They did 4 now.
Yes, that's right. That did come out. I was
yeah.
like looking at you like, oh yeah.
That was the most recent
What
one
am I
that just
saying?
came
I
out.
have all the achievements on Steam, and I'm acting like I haven't played.
There
it
you
yet.
go.
God
there you
damn.
go.
Fucking stupid.
All right, my number one hasn't been brought up on any of you guys' lists yet. Maybe we all have the same number one.
I don't
Mine
think
was
so.
very topical for this list.
Mine's
we just talked
Michael
about.
Myers. My number one is Michael Myers.
Really?
Listen,
Why?
he
I had to get ready for this.
Halloween, the movie, the original Halloween,
Great movie.
is probably the first horror movie I might have ever watched that I remember. You know, it put an impact on me. The music, awesome.
Iconic.
Mike Myers just walking everywhere but still able to catch up to the victim, incredible.
Literally like this.
The fact that he never dies, incredible.
6 times. I shot him 6
Six
times.
times, yes.
I love
One of the best scenes in the original Halloween is that part where he gets shot by the doctor. He falls off the balcony. The doctor looks over the balcony. He's not there anymore, and the music starts to play again. And it's incredible. The second one, Halloween 2, in the hospital the whole time. Awesome as well. The new trilogy that came out that retcons the second movie, but follows the first original movie. They were all pretty good. It kind of gets weaker and weaker as they go on, but decent. But Mike Myers is incredible, and he's the definition of pure evil, I think.
He is.
Yeah.
He's the definition
He is
of pure
actually,
evil.
here's a fun fact for you. He is called actually the Shape because he is the shape of evil. He is like the form that evil takes.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Makes
only
sense.
know that because of DBD again.
There
He's
you
another
go.
Shout
character.
out.
They have
Shout out after shout out.
At least throw me some merch behavior. Please. I have goddamn 3K hours in this game. Like, can you please throw your boy a bone?
Also, the other thing about him, every time he kills, he gets stronger.
Does he really?
Or at least
I didn't notice that.
that's what they allude to in the newer movies.
Well, I
Which was a
like
cool little tidbit they
I like the
added,
most,
if anything.
especially in the original, because it has my favorite kill, I think, in any horror movie.
I think I know which one you're about to say.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So it's in the hallway, and Mike Myers surprises the guy. He picks him up, and he stabs him so hard with the kitchen knife, it goes through him and pins him to the door.
Yep.
Lets go of the knife and lets him hang there, and he gives him like the little,
And that, yeah.
like he's admiring the art.
He's
just
admiring
like, wow,
It's like, wow, I
I'm
just did
Picasso
that.
with this shit. Look
Yes.
at that. Look at that.
That's an iconic one. That's
Yeah.
an iconic scene in that movie as well. Yeah, Mike Myers, man. The Mask scared the shit out of me back in the day because of the movie, obviously.
Because of William Shatner.
Yeah. What do you call it? I will say nowadays the Mask doesn't really bother me at all. In fact, I don't think it's that scary at all. Like I'm
Just a rough mask.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a weird plain mask and like
I said the whole William Shatner thing, as I'm sure you guys know, is because the original mask was a Party City William Shatner mask that they like wore down on it and basically wore it down till it was like white.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
fact.
that. I didn't know
Fun
that.
fact for you
Fun
guys.
fact.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, that's a clip right there. What do you call it? But yeah, I don't think the Mask is that scary
I think it
anymore
would be
at
more
all.
scary as, like, let's say you get to jump on. It would be more scary when you shot him, like, over 6 times, maybe 20 times. And he still hasn't stayed down. He does the whole gets back up again thing, and you're just like, I'm cooked.
So
Yeah.
I'm cooked. Can you get a close-up on me, editor and everything? Can you put, like, some eggs, like, around me in the frying pan? Because I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. Nothing to be done. It's just not my day. God said, like, I'm going to keep it real with you. You're done.
You're done.
I'm going to see
Done
you here in
for.
5 minutes. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Like, hurry up. I'm picking you up after school. Like, you're beat.
But yeah, that's my number one right there. Iconic, scary,
a
evil.
lot of people did get tired of him though.
I agree with that. I think they made
Simply-
way too many movies.
Yeah, simply because he wouldn't die. Like
Very true.
it's like
where it
his
gets
thing,
boring
but
after a
it's
while.
like, come on, like, what if he does die? And that's like, end.
Well, spoiler alert, did you two see Halloween Ends?
No, I kind of gave up after the first one.
Oh, you did you like the first one?
It was okay, but I just felt that it was okay, and
I loved it. I loved it.
You loved it?
I even liked Halloween Kills.
I did not see the most recent one, though.
The Halloween Ends was okay. Definitely totally different approach than any Halloween movie I've ever saw, and it actually hurt it. But he does die at the end.
Spoilers.
They shred him up.
They shred
him up to itsy bitsy
Damn.
pieces.
Yeah, but you know those pieces are like gonna reform under the earth, and then he's gonna freaking like Batman with the car keys around. He's gonna punch his way out of the coffin until
could be true. Could happen.
We're gonna get another movie in 10 years. Reincarnation.
It's gonna be him with like the stroller chasing like Lori on like the little thing. She's like, oh no, I'm almost out of batteries. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you.
She's gonna be 90 at that point.
Wait, can we stop by Costco? He's like.
Last thing I'll say about Halloween is that they're selling. I think Miramax bought the Halloween rights just recently to make a television series on Halloween. And
I was hoping
am
for Halloween Avengers over here.
No. But
Freddy could be like Iron Man.
it would be kind of cool to see them all together in a movie, like the main three.
It would be cool to see who their handler is to like get them to stop just murdering random like civilians and like just get them to like funnel like this way.
But anyway, you know, I don't know if you know this studio, but A24 the studio,
the good one.
The good one.
I sure do.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, of course. They made The Witch and a couple other horror movies.
He's kind of sleeping on you a little bit over here.
I don't know if you knew it.
He
I wasn't
forgot
sure.
that I was there
He
for
forgot.
what, 3 of the movies from A24 that we've seen together.
Which
in
ones
this
did
house.
we see? Which ones did we see?
The first one was the cheeseburger guy. Which
The
one was
cheeseburger
that? The restaurant.
guy.
They changed
The Menu.
The Menu. Great
The
movie.
Menu.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yep.
I think I was here for that movie.
You might have been. I might have showed both of you guys that
That movie was
movie.
good. It had Voldemort.
Yes, it had Voldemort on it.
I know. What was the other ones?
Oh, I know.
The Witch, right?
No, we didn't watch The Witch yet. That's one on the list, though.
I just say,
definitely
though,
watch.
Phenomenal goddamn movie.
So I've heard from everybody.
Fucking chef's kiss right there.
What movie am I
Delicious.
thinking? It's the one with the kid. He was like the chosen one for the cult.
Go on, Harry. You're the chosen one.
I don't know.
Oh, this is gonna bother me now. It's with the daughter who got decapitated. From the Hereditary. Thank you.
Great
Hereditary
movie.
was excellent, and that was A24 as well.
Absolutely.
That's why they call me a shot clock savior right there.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
No problem, guys.
They make some good horror movies. You know, there's another one that came out from the YouTubers Rocka called Talk to Me. Heard it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet now.
The one with like the monkey paw. Or no, it's not a monkey paw, but that's like the same type of concept. Anyway, move on to your number one, Alize.
Okay. My number one is Evil Dead.
Ah.
The original.
Solid.
Yeah, you know.
Not this past one. The original.
Right.
Very solid. Very respectable.
It is so good. It is just situation after situation after situation. Like, you just think like, oh my god, like, how is this poor girl gonna survive? Like, holy shit.
How can you not like Bruce Campbell in like his
my
prime?
God.
Like, that's just that's prime Evil Dead right there.
Most iconic scene for me, there's 2 of them. The one that I'll say that's the number 2 was like when they're actually in the cabin and she trips over the little bunker underneath and she comes out and opens it and she's just like singing this little melody, like looking at her like, yeah, I'm about to like take you in the basement.
Oh shit!
You gotta look it up. Like,
I've yet to see it.
I know, and I keep telling you every time you have to watch it.
The original Evil Dead.
I have not. The
No!
only one I've seen out of that franchise is Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
the latest
we saw
one.
the new one, but he has never seen the original, and I keep telling him to this day, you have to watch the original.
Have you seen the TV show? Even the TV show is really good.
I didn't even know there was a TV show for
Ash
it.
there is
vs.
a TV
Evil
show.
Dead. That
Oh,
show is
I thought
good.
those were movies too.
No,
Ash
it's a
versus
TV
Evil
show.
Dead. Oh, it's TV. Okay, gotcha.
Good movie.
But yeah, oh my gosh, it was that scene, and then I ranked this the top one because it made me like really squeal, probably because I'm a girl. But when she's in the woods and it like basically lures her to the little pond.
We don't gotta talk about that tree if you're about to talk about the tree.
I'm gonna talk about it.
I think that's the scene you showed me.
I'm gonna talk about it.
It's a big. That's a big yikes. That's
So
a big yikes.
when the
I'm
whatever
put
it
my
is
mask in so I don't throw up. Hold on.
lures her to the pond, okay? And she trips in the pond. She's trying to get away because everything's just going wrong. And the little evil dead little girl literally rises in the water, and she traps her with like thorns. So the thorns like wrap around her by itself.
Like the vines, the thorn vine.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And she gets trapped on the floor, and she's just like everything stretched out, arms, legs open, and then she makes the thorn vine go up inside of her when she's trapped on the floor, and the devil just goes up in her. And
Oh my god.
the whole time I literally was like this, and I was like, this is one scene that I really did not want to watch. Like
That was a super.
it was so like anybody who watches that and is okay is not a good person.
No, actual straight psychopath.
Actual psychopath. Like that's a scene that gets everybody, and that's why I ranked it number 1. Like everybody who watches that will like have some type of reaction.
The second you started saying the pond, I already knew exactly where you were going for. I was like, you sure you want to talk about this on here? Like,
Not a lot of movies have like that one scene where like everybody's gonna be disgusted. You know?
Yeah.
Like some people can handle it, some people can't. That's just like something that like no one wants
can
to
handle
see.
that.
No
one except a big liar, maybe.
No one wants to see that. Like that's really like I don't know.
The only person who can handle that is someone who would put like a hamster in like a microwave or something fucked up.
Oh
like
my
that.
god.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I feel like even the crazy people would probably look at that and be like, at first they would be like, ew.
Yeah.
You know?
They would have a
Like,
moment
they
of
would
like.
have a moment of like,
they'd have a moment
disgust,
of being
yeah.
lucid, and they'd be like,
Yes.
"That's really fucked up."
yeah.
You know.
Like that's just ugh. And then towards the end when she's like back in the cabin and she's going through the back walls and she's trying to get out, and then it goes on fire and then the blood goes everywhere. Oh my god.
I think I've seen
10
clips
out of
of
10.
that scene
You
too.
probably have.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. It's literally number 1 movie for me.
Good choice. Very good choice. All right.
Yep.
I approve.
Thank you.
What's your number 1,
Good
Loops?
for you. So my number 1 originally you already stole as your number 5 because I dressed up like him. But then I was thinking as you guys were talking, it's like, oh no, I got someone else I could talk about too.
Sure.
I actually want to put forward Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill series because Silent Hill 2 is probably this isn't a hot take. I'm sure half the comments will agree with me. Probably one of the best video game or even just stories like ever. Because Pyramid Head, I don't know. Do you guys care about spoilers? Because I think they are going to make a new Silent Hill 2.
I don't
release
care.
him.
No.
So the story is basically, it's about James Sunderland, who's like the main character you play as. And it's Pyramid Head is actually the reflection on his guilt. Like, it's his desire to be punished. Because he did some fucked up shit. His wife caught like a cancer. He feels guilty about not being like attracted to her. He smothered her with a pillow. A whole thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, that's supposed to be like a reveal,
Right?
Like, and everything. So Pyramid Head's like supposed to like be his desire for punishment, and and the game is just it's so good because every time you show up, you can't kill Pyramid Head. You could just shoot him enough until he's like, all right, I'll come back later, and then he like just leaves. He's got the iconic big butcher knife sword that drags across behind him, and you hear it scraping. He's obviously got the aforementioned Pyramid Head itself.
Let's not forget about that.
Of course, it's what he's named
Yes,
after.
right,
Because he
right.
has no other name. It's just, that's Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Why do you call him that? He has a pyramid head. Okay. So he's got that.
Self-explanatory.
Like Siren Head.
I thought he was from Resident Evil.
You're probably thinking of Nemesis, who is from
Who
Resident
is-
Evil 3,
Okay.
who is the perfect tyrant. He is 8 feet tall. He
He's
runs
huge.
after Jill Valentine. He goes, stars, and he shoots rocket launchers at them.
Oh.
Big dude.
He's huge. First team All-American. Got drafted out of high school. Phenomenal player.
D1 player.
Literally. just ran through the other team, and I do mean ran through, turned them into puddles.
I always knew of Pyramid Head, but I didn't realize it was from Silent Hill.
That's like the big thing.
Mm.
Silent Hill 1
one.
is also great, but it's the less talked about because Silent Hill 2 has the best story, and Silent Hill 3 has the best protagonist, in my opinion. Sue me, James Sunderland fans. Is definitely Cheryl or Alexia or Heather, whatever you want to call her.
Oh, very different names. Interesting.
Well, you want to go by the name she gives herself at the end? Do you want to go by the name she goes through for most of the story? Or do you want to know as the god that she is the reincarnation of?
Sounds like some major character development.
Yeah.
You could choose any 3 depending on your point of view.
Yeah.
I personally would call her Heather, but I'll call her by her canonical end name for Cheryl.
Okay.
Because she's the adopted daughter of the first protagonist from Silent Hill 1. He finds her at the side of the road after it. But she's definitely the best. She's the best protagonist by far.
Okay.
I fucked with her.
And you're speaking video game terms right now. They made movies of Silent Hill as well,
Yes,
too,
they
no?
did.
They did.
And I'd be remiss to say that the first Silent Hill movie that came out, a lot of people said it was meh at the time. That's a good movie.
I think it was good.
It's got Pyramid Head in it, even though it doesn't have James Sunderland in it, but don't think about
Really?
how it would work. I think they made him more as like a creature of like the abyss. Like more like, I guess, one of like the leaders that would come out.
Uh-huh.
And I'll never forget because this grossed me out as a child. I was like, ugh, I don't want to watch this anymore. Because I remember you had to run back to the church. The church was the only safe place. Even though going by the games, and I'm sure later in the movie it found out that the evil was probably coming from the church as they tried to birth their god. Not the god, but their god. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Mm.
He catches one girl and he picks her up with like one arm, and first he rips off like her clothes. And at first young me, I was like, oh my god, titties. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then he grabs her again, grabs her skin, and rips all that off.
Oh!
And I was like, I'd like to recant my previous statement, please. Like, I remember seeing that vividly, and he just tosses her and like leaves, and I'm just like, okay. That was a good scene of his though in the movie.
Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I like that choice a lot,
Silent
actually.
Hill's pretty iconic.
Yeah,
They are
absolutely.
coming out with a new remake of Silent Hill 2 because they saw how
I've
Resident
heard.
Evil did, and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we about to cash up right here.
Yeah,
We about
that's
to cash
right.
up."
Some movies that I didn't mention because they're just kind of like they're good, but they're not like iconic or whatever you want to say. Hannibal, Red Dragon.
Hannibal, I would say, is pretty iconic. Red Dragon, never heard of that one, though. I
Hannibal,
don't
Red
think.
Dragon.
Every time I hear
Sinister.
Hannibal, I just think of Dwight from The Office. When he cuts off the mannequins. Like
Yeah,
this,
during the
stand there,
CPR training.
"Clarice."
Yeah. Sinister, I heard, was excellent.
I love Sinister. Definitely a great.
I like
movie.
Sinister. I appreciated it actually more when one of the Wayne Bros made that parody.
Yeah,
of
what is that
Sinister.
one called? I forgot. Oh, A Haunted House.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember the parody because he's just like chugging like liquor like and everything, and I was
Yeah.
like, huh. And then I rewatched Sinister, and every time he watches the movie, he's just like,
Exactly. He's gotta get himself ready.
I'm watching it, I'm just like, yo, this wasn't even a parody. He's like going hard. After the second one, he wakes up. He's just like, ugh.
Yep.
He has a bottle in like his hand.
Yep.
Like,
It's rough.
I know you're a writer, my guy,
kinda
but
rough.
chill. It's
But
on
yeah.
the Stephen King era.
Red Dragon. This I think he's a detective, and he's like a detective / therapist, whatever.
Mhm.
And he interviews like this guy who's like known of killings, and he's like, okay, like I'm gonna get the scoop and everything, and the guy ends up stabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically folds into a story of how he escaped and how he's after his family now, and he visits him, like when they catch him again, he visits him in prison, like, why are you doing this? What are you doing? And then come to find out there's someone who's like playing his role. So he's in prison and there's another person like causing like chaos. So it's kind of like a detective thriller.
It's like a noir.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, yeah.
It's
That's
pretty
cool.
interesting.
It does sound cool.
Red Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds
Okay.
me a little bit of Seven, a little bit with disgraced Kevin Spacey and Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah.
What's in the box? Tell me what's in the box.
But yeah, I like those movies too.
Sixth Sense I'll bring up as a nice plot twist type of suspenseful movie. I think that definitely goes into the more of the realm of suspense for that.
I could still never forgive M. Night though.
For Avatar.
Well, we don't talk about that.
No.
There is no movie in Ba Sing Se. But no, I was thinking more of... So Split was pretty fantastic.
I loved Split.
That was a
Split was
great
pretty
movie.
great.
It was good.
However, Glass...
Heard it wasn't that good.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Actually,
it
no.
wasn't that good.
To call it garbage would be an insult to the good, hard-working garbage out there, you know. To call it's not garbage. It's sewage.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Some pretty hard feelings towards that movie, Lupo. Damn.
Terrible.
Damn. I didn't even see it. I just heard it wasn't
I could
that
have
good.
given the script to my cousin, who is like 5 years old, and a better product would have came out.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take your word for it, Luce.
Look, I'll be vindicated in the comments, I'm sure.
No, I don't think... honestly, I don't
so.
think so, because I think a lot of people were pretty on the same wavelength as you, actually.
So I will be vindicated in the
Oh,
comments.
I don't know what vindicated means.
That means I'm proven right.
Oh no.
Like when the villain
I thought
goes,
vindicated means like you're being banished from the land or something like that.
No, to vindicate means that you were authenticated afterwards.
So why didn't you just fucking say authenticated?
Who the fuck says authenticate and it's not a Microsoft Office kind of thing? Like, please authenticate yourself to sign in.
Well,
I would.
You know,
As I
history will
smoke my
vindicate me.
pipe.
Did anybody see Candyman?
No,
Original or the new one?
New one.
I haven't seen the new one.
The new one was very good.
is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing the trailers for that and it piqued
Very
my
suspenseful.
interest. Yeah. All right.
100% recommend.
Okay. Well, we're gonna close up shop there.
Da-na-na.
I appreciate both your lists. I appreciate you both being here.
Thank you.
I can't wait for the party this weekend, and we'll be in our excellent costumes, partying it up and whatnot. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode at home, and we hope that you have a happy Halloween, or spooky happy Halloween tomorrow. Also, if you like this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at Frank_videos.
Yes. Smash that like button, gamer.
Also, if you want to listen to this podcast audio only version, you can now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And with all that being said, have a wonderful
Now, wait,
night.
hold on. Before you sign off,
Yeah.
don't you want to give them like a little open-ended like question, like at the end, like
That'd
for
be
horror and everything?
fun.
Very true. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with our list? And if not, who is your favorite Halloween icon? Let us know in the comments below. And maybe we'll get back to you on which was the most popular one out of those comments in a future episode. Now we'll be signing off. So, peace out. We're moving on to wine number 4 here. We got a screw off, so there's a hint, but most of them are screw offs, though.
Is it a little too sour for you? No.
Do you like it? You do like it.
Wow.
It's that silent nod that I'm loving, actually.
I know,
I think you
really-
like it a lot. It
I
seems
appreciate
like.
that one.
Yeah.
I get so excited. The nod of approval means everything.
It does, yeah. God. I'll give it an 8.8. 8.8.
I think I would be a little excessive and give it like an 8.62.
I love it.
8.62.
I know.
8.62.
We could have gone for an extra decimal point, but nah.
I think it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I love it's so light. I love the taste. It's just, to me, just perfectly balanced.